It's the Sports Chasers Podcast. Coming to you live and direct with your host and your moderator, Kevin L. Warren. This is a real sports podcast for real fans.
What's up, everybody? What's going on, everybody? It's another edition of the Sports Chasers Podcast. It is Wednesday. It's not Thursday, but it's Wednesday. As we said, we're going to be on here on Wednesday, excuse me, and we're going to talk some sports tonight. A lot to get into. Harbaugh looks like he's going to the Chargers. We're going to talk about some MLB Hall of Fame. NBA is a little crazy right now. They fired a guy that won 30 games, man. I don't know what's going on, but they said there's a reason why. So we'll have Ryan D'Souza, our NBA insider and contributor. He will be on to talk about that. But hey, make sure you like, click, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Excuse me. Also, make sure you share the channel, man, so we can jack up the algorithm, and also comment on the channel. Also, those on the podcast side, at the sound of my voice, make sure you give us that five-star review, and also give us some really good comments, man. As D-Dubs always say, love us or hate us, make sure you give us those comments. We love you, man. We're trying to do it big. We are doing it big. We appreciate all those that support.
Indeed.
Make sure you support. We got the merchandise. It's up. It's running. We'll be displaying that during the night on cue. Boom, there it is. Make sure you scan. Take your camera phone. Open up the camera. Scan the little QR code. And then that will bring you straight to our merchandise. So you can purchase some merchandise. We got some good things up there, and we'll be adding some more goodies on there tonight. We also have some affiliate links. We got lids, Fanatics, lids, same thing. Fanatics. You can, again, scan the QR code and support the Sports Chasers with scan the QR code. And we got dugout mugs, man. So, hey, a lot of things to get into to purchase. Shout out to all those that went on the website and perused and made some purchases, man. We appreciate you, man. Like I said, we're trying to spread this thing called sports with the Sports Chasers, man, and doing it in a different way, man. So without further ado, man, I'm going to introduce the crew because it's only one of the crew tonight. Ryan will join us later. The DA, he's in the building. DA, what's up, my brother? How are you tonight?
Old timers night. So, last week you had 14 of us. Now it's just the old guys. So, we'll do what we do. It's all good.
Old timers night. The rest of the crew, they got things going on. They got life going on. They cannot be with tonight. We did have to transition to Wednesday because, like I said, we wasn't going to be on tonight, and that's A-OK, man. Shout out to the city of Charlotte. I'm repping the city of Charlotte here. Got the Hornets old school logo on there, and shout out to the hockey team, the Hornets hockey team. This is the team that Dan, the hockey dude, he plays for. It's a charity thing. He plays there, and Dan goes out there and bumps and make it do what it do on the ice. And so shout out to the hockey dude, Dan K, man. Also shout out to D-Dubs in his absence, for Mike Mills in his absence, for the Angry One in his absence. Those guys will get with us next week, but they will not be on tonight. Shout out to our super producer, JR, man. He is making it do what it do behind the scenes. He's the best in the business, man. We appreciate him so much, man. We'll get to Jim Harbaugh in a little bit because there's a lot to unpack with that. I thought he was going to stay, but I guess he has accomplished what he wanted to in college. Now he needs to win a Super Bowl. So, and he got a legit shot with the team that he got, man. But hey, we're going to talk about Major League Baseball. We're going to start off with Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball, they made a decision to to decide their Baseball Hall of Fame voting results. And you got, let me read this according to CBS Sports. The results of the Baseball Hall of Fame vote of 2024 Hall of Fame class were revealed Tuesday night, and Cooperstown has 3 new members. Adrian Beltre, Joe Mauer, and Todd Hampton got to 75% of the threshold this time around. Those players will join manager Jim Leyland, who was inducted via the Contemporary Baseball Era Committee in December for enshrinement on July 21st. And then they gave the breakdown of Adrian Beltre, Todd Hampton, Joe Mauer, and then the honorable mentions who were close but no cigar: Billy Wagner, Gary Sheffield, Andrew Jones, Carlos Beltran, Alex Rodriguez, Manny Ramirez, Chase Utley,
Yeah.
Omar Vizquel, Bobby Abreu, Jimmy Rollins, Andy Pettit. They got Mark Burley, Francisco Rodriguez, Torrey Hunter, and David Wright. Beltre is the headline in this class. His 95.1 is the highest ever for a Dominican-born player, topping the 92.89 from Vladimir Guerrero in 2018. George Brett will remain the leader for the highest vote percentage ever by a third baseman at 98.19. DA, your thoughts on the Hall of Fame, Baseball Hall of Fame. Before me and you came on, you talked about how MLB is still one of the strictest
Yeah,
um,
they are the
Hall of
strictest.
Fames.
Yes, sir. They
Go
are the
ahead.
strictest to get in. I'm still not exactly sure what constitutes a Hall of Famer, but they have a formula that they use, and I'm not mad at these three. I think they can play. I'm not sure about why a lot of guys on that list that I could name that were close, that were better than these guys that didn't get in. But I guess next year, I'm not sure. Like, why does it have to only be three? Like, that's the thing with Major League Baseball. Like, they are really on that. Hey, we don't want more than this many guys in at a time, and so forth and so on. So it's at some points in time, it looks like guys are just trying to keep their jobs by only letting in one or two guys a year. Because I think a lot of guys on that list that Kevin read out were definitely, from a career perspective, deserving of being inducted into the Hall of Fame. So I'm not really satisfied. I'm not ever going to be satisfied till my boy Barry Lamar Bonds is in. So with that being said, I will not belabor that point. But I do believe that there are some issues with the baseball.
So let me, as you said that, right? So let's talk about the Hall of Fame election requirements. I'm gonna read this for a little bit. Eligible candidates. I'll just skip down to that. Candidates to be eligible must meet the following requirements. Number one says a baseball player must have been active as a player in the major leagues at some time during a period beginning 20 years before and ending 5 years prior to election. Players must have played in each of 10 major league championship seasons, some part of which must have been within the period described in 3A. Players shall have ceased to be an active player in the major leagues at least 5 calendar years preceding the election, but may be otherwise connected with baseball. In the case of a death, an active player or a player who has been retired for less than 5 years, 4 years, a candidate who is otherwise eligible shall be eligible in the next regular election, held at least 6 months after the date of the death or after the end of the 5-year period. And number 5 says any player on baseball's ineligible list shall not be.
That's the problem. That's the problem.
Okay. Okay. Well, go ahead and dive in, bro.
Where is that list? Who's on that list? Who decides who's on that list? Why are you ineligible to be? Like, these are questions that I think are real questions that the public doesn't have the answer to, and they're not giving it to you, right? So I've asked. This is why Dan Le Batard gave up his vote. He's like, what? Like, it's okay. So he's ineligible. Why? What? Give us the rules. What makes him ineligible?
So number 9, the amendments. This is going to tell you why. Number 9, the amendments of this says the Board of Directors of National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum Incorporated reserve the right to revoke, alter, or amend any of these rules at any
As
time.
you want.
So there goes your answer, my brother.
Yes, exactly. How you want, based upon who you like. We got to stop this, man. America. We look at me, America. We have to stop this, man. We have to stop this. It is killing us, man. I don't want to get no political stuff, any social stuff, but I'm telling you, this who you like more, who's in the popular club shit is killing our country, man. It is, because we can't get anything honest, and no one believes in any vote anymore for anything. because it all seems like a popularity contest rather than a contest based upon merit and what you do, right? So even if you don't like a guy, like, so you have people that are not well liked by the press, but Steve Carlton got in. He never gave an interview, ever. He got in.
So let me read the ineligible list.
Okay.
You got people banned from MLB. You got the Black Sox scandal. You got Shoeless Joe Jackson and all of them. That was back in the 1919 World Series that the White Sox threw against the Cincinnati Reds. Then you had the Joe Gideon. He was a St. Louis Browns second baseman in 1919. Gene Paulette. These guys are all back in the days. Jack O'Connor and Harry Howell, Jim O'Cow, Cozy Dolan. People you don't know. Let me just read some people that you know. Pete Rose. Pete Rose.
Okay,
Let me read that. Similar to William Cox, Pete Rose was also found guilty of betting on his own team. In this case, managed the Cincinnati Reds on August 24th, 1989. I remember this. Commissioner Bartlett Giamatti decided to punish Rose with a lifetime ban from the league. Fortunately for him, Rose can still make an appeal to lift the ban. The former Cincinnati Reds owner has already written a letter of appeal to Commissioner Rob Manfred. This comes with Rose's hopes that he can someday enter into the Baseball Hall of Fame. In 24 years at the big leagues, Rose garnered several milestones, including 17 All-Star appearances, 3 World Series titles, 2 Golden Glove awards, 1 NL MVP trophy, 1 World Series MVP, and he has also 3-time NL batting champion.
Never cheated the game. Never cheated the game.
Oh, but he betted on his team.
Yeah, but he never cheated the game itself. No matter what happened, when he was out there playing, he went hard. Point blank period. And he ran over a catcher in the All-Star game. Stop playing, folks.
Ray Fosse, yes.
Stop playing, folks. Like this dude went in all the time. Stop. All right, can you give my man, because I need to know why my boy's on the list then.
Who's that?
Barry Lamar Bonds.
Well, no, he's not on this list.
So why is he not on the other list?
I guess he might be on that imaginary list, that that steroids list. With the likes of Andy Pettit. What's your main man? I see. Voter definition and indication of choice, opinion or will or a question, such as the choosing of candidates by or as if by some recognized means, such as a ballot. But yeah, that whole steroids era, who got in and who didn't?
Well, we're gonna have to see who gets in from there, because listen, man, and we all know the truth, and I'm gonna tell you the truth if you don't know the truth. Major League Baseball co-signed steroids. They co-signed it. They were in trouble after the strike. People weren't coming back to games.
Nope.
Dig the long ball. They turned the other cheek and let everybody use. So balls were flying out the park. Brady Anderson hit 50 home runs. Everyone. Brady Anderson hit 50 home runs. Prior to that, I think his high was 18. All right. So what I'm saying to you is they knew. They said it was all good to get fans back in the building. You had the McGuire Sosa thing with them both of them using, and they were on TV every night. McGuire Sosa. And now we're going to say, oh, boy, slap you on the hand and you're bad. Oh, no, America. We can't let that pop. That's not right. It's not right. I don't have any issue with. I'm just right and wrong of it, man. That's not right. How you gonna give me, a NASCAR analogy? How you gonna give me this extra stuff for my car to use, and then when I use it, now you mad?
Yep.
Come on, man. Stop. I just, yeah, man. I can't with the Baseball Hall of Fame, man. It's so discouraging to me, man. I love baseball. I love baseball. So it's very discouraging to see, man, how they do it, man, for real.
So you said they're one of the strictest, but they strict to a point. It looks like,
yeah.
And I think so. To get into what you said, they want to be sanctimonious, and everybody was involved. Everybody was involved. Like you said, the strike had crippled nobody was coming and checking for baseball. They was like, yo, we're sick of y'all going on strike. Every 2 or 3 years, y'all go on strike. That thing in 94 about killed baseball.
Kev, we was pushing mail carts in, baby. We remember we was there. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Yep. But let's focus on, like I said, let's focus on the inductees. The inductees. We got I'm sorry.
Mauer.
Joe Mauer played most of his career with the Minnesota Twins. I believe he played his whole career.
Yes, with the Twins.
With the Twins. Your thoughts on Joe Mauer?
Great bat, professional hitter, man. He was there all the time. He did his thing.
He had this sweet left-handed swing, boy.
Sweet swing. You could always count on him to hit for average, but he could put it out the park. He was a professional hitter, like my man, what's his name in Seattle. He was a professional hitter, and he played the field. So I got a lot of love for Joe Mauer, great player and well deserving of being in the Hall of Fame. All his stats for the stat nerds were high. His whole career, I don't think he had maybe 3 or 4 down years, and that might have been due to injury. But yeah, hell of a player.
Mauer played in parts of 15 seasons in the majors, hitting 306, 388, 439 with an OPS of 124 with 223 hits, including 428 doubles, 143 home runs. He drove home 923 runs while scoring 1,018 times. He won the 2009 MVP, 3 Gold Gloves, and 4 Silver Sluggers. He's the only catcher in history to win 3 batting titles, and one of just 12 to win an MVP. Mauer is now one of the 3 Hall of Famers to only play for the Twins, joining Kirby Puckett and Tony Oliva.
Yes. Now there's other catchers that were, I think, might have been deserving as well, but we'll talk about that another day. But yeah, I thought there was some, Chase Utley. There was some other catchers that were pretty good in that era as well. So
yeah, let me go to the headline. Beltre's 21 season, and it looked like Beltre was going to play forever, right? In the majors, he collected 3,166 hits, 636 doubles, 477 home runs, 1,707 RBIs, 1,524 runs. He won 5 Gold Gloves, including 2 Platinum Gloves, 4 Silver Sluggers, and finished in the top 7 of MVP voting 5 times. A career 286 hitter, 339, 480 slugging percentage, racked up a WAR of 93.5 in his career, and that trails only Mike Schmidt and Eddie Matthews among third basemen. Beltre played for the Dodgers, Mariners, Red Sox, and Rangers during the course of his illustrious career. There's an argument to be made that he's the top 3 all-time third baseman. Yeah, 100%.
Man, dude, listen, man, he hit everywhere.
He was a hitter.
The dude hit everywhere. Like every stop, he was it.
Didn't matter.
Did not matter. Did not matter the park. That dude hit all the time, and he moved dudes over. Like he was one that he was going to move him over. Like if you're on, he comes up, you're getting moved over. Like get your bags packed, because whatever base you're on, you're not staying on that base. So he was a super duper hitter. Like I enjoyed him his whole career. Was scared of him his whole career because he never got to be a Yankee. Of all the damn teams he went to, he didn't come to mind. So yeah,
right.
Lots of love for Mr. Beltre. Congrats, and again, well deserved. Well deserved.
Gotcha. Todd Helton, he's the first Hall of Famer ever to play for the Colorado Rockies. He'll join Larry Walker as the 2 players wearing a Rockies cap on their bust. And part of 17 seasons, Helton hit 316, 414, 539 slugging percentage, 133 OPS with 2,519 hits, 592 doubles, 369 home runs, 1,406 RBIs, 1,401 runs. The 5-time All-Star, won 4 Silver Slugger and 3 Golden Gloves. He ranks 17th among first basemen in WAR. Your thoughts on Todd Helton? I'll say this about Todd Helton. Phenomenal player. A lot of people will push back and say, well, he played in Coors Field. Yeah, well, I'm sorry. He
that's who drafted him.
That's where he played at.
Well, that's who drafted him.
Yeah, and the Rockies, those that have never been to Coors Field, I haven't been, but they compensate for the thin air by moving left field is like almost 390 feet.
Yeah, they moved
right field. Yeah, they move it back. Yeah, because the the ball and the physics and all that stuff. I'm not a scientist by no means. The ball goes clear out of there. So yeah. So yeah, and that's why he racked up a bunch of doubles, and so did Larry Walker. So, Helton was definitely a professional hitter.
Yeah, and almost 400 home runs. So, you can't really knock him. And we all have to understand that he did have to come up. He had to play somewhere else, which is, Double A and Triple A before he got to the team. So he showed that he could hit wherever the heck he was at. And then he got there, and things just, turned into what they turned into. But he was a good representation of the Rockies. Again, like these are guys that never got in any trouble that I saw. They played the game the right way. And I'm not going with those invisible rules when I say right way. I'm talking about for the fans watching. Whenever you watch them, he gave his all in the game. And that's all we ask for from any of these athletes. So I don't really have a problem with these three at all, because these are three guys that I remember watching, went hard whenever I saw them, played hard, were good examples of hitting, not just hitting for defense, hitting for average, moving guys over. I without a doubt, I got no issue with none of these guys going in, and I clap it up for all three. Yep. But my boy's not going in, so for the Hall of Fame.
Who's your boy?
Gary Lamar Bonds, who he is. And if, without that, I would give the middle finger, but I told myself that I'm not doing that anymore. But I got a letter from Kevin when I did that last time.
Let me talk about the honorable mentions, as we said. Billy Wagner. Billy Wagner attempted to become just the ninth Hall of Fame reliever, fell short. He finished with a 73.8% of five votes shy of induction.
How many years you got left?
I think, I'm not sure. We had to pull it up. Let me just talk about Gary Sheffield. Meanwhile, Gary Sheffield received 63.9% of the vote.
Really?
In his 10th and final year on the ballot.
Come on now. Now you're gonna make me curse. So
let me see some of these numbers here from Sheffield. Sheffield played for 8 different teams, MLB teams from 1988 to 2009. The 9-time All-Star and 5-time Silver Slugger, hit 509 home runs. I thought 500 usually gets you in.
That's the number.
I thought that was the magic number. 500 home runs usually gets you in baseball's Hall of Fame. And I don't understand. He posted 676 RBIs and registered. I knew he had something. 907. He's been really, him and his son have been really going off on Twitter. Sheffield knocked in 100 or more runners in 8 different seasons. He also finished top 9 in MVP voting 6 times. On paper, both look, and this is from Bleacher Report, both look like Hall of Famers as far as marks goes against them. Wagner struggled mightily in the playoffs, posting a 10.03 ERA over 14 games, including a 16.88 mark for 2006 Mets in the NLCS. Yes. That was, if I remember, that's the one against the Cardinals, right? Where Beltran had the bat on his shoulder.
Yeah.
Straight smoked. Yeah, and Sheffield looks like as for Sheffield, his problem has been the steroid allegations, which have been tailed him since the end of his career.
Yes or no, man. Listen, either you say he did it or he didn't. 63.9 means somebody believes that he didn't do it. Right? Somebody believes that he didn't do it. Andrew Jones. I don't know. I'm not going to say he deserves to be there, but Andrew Jones was a hell of a Brave. And it can't be many hitting records that Andrew Jones with the Braves is not close to.
Gave the Yankees fits, bro.
Oh my God! Yes.
And both World Series. Yep.
We got Carlos Beltran, another professional hitter. And so he's younger, so he's got to have more years. Alex Rodriguez, I'm not going to say anything because he admitted to the steroids, and if he gets in, and that's going to be very telling as to what this whole thing is about. So if you contrition and act like you're sorry, then this is what happens. Manny Ramirez, professional hitter, there's not even a question though. He could have won at first ballot. Like he was nice like that. And so is Omar Vizquel at shortstop, probably one of the best shortstops to ever play the game. Bobby Abreu, Jimmy Rollins, Chase Utley, and Andy Pettit. Again, these steroid allegations with him and his boy down there in Texas.
Right.
Mark Burley, great pitcher. Francisco Rodriguez, Torrey Hunter. That's interesting. Great player.
I don't think he's a Hall of Famer.
I don't think he's a Hall of Famer. I
yeah. But the Sheffield one troubles me a lot, and 500 homers usually is the magic number, gets you into baseball's Hall of Fame, which is, like you said, DA, the strictest Hall of Fame out of all the sports. Ryan, welcome, Ryan. We got our NBA contributor inside. He's with us tonight. Ryan, welcome, brother. How are you, sir? Looking all great.
What's up, fellas? How I look?
What's that background there, homie?
I'm grooving, right?
That's yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, here we go. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Nice.
Yeah,
Ryan, we
were
just talking about baseball Hall of Fame. Yeah, that's what we was talking about. Go ahead.
Listen, man. If Barry Bonds ain't in the Hall of Fame, I don't even. There is no Hall of Fame.
That's what I say.
There is no Hall of Fame without Barry Bonds. I don't care what he took, what he didn't take. He was already a Hall of Famer before he even started taking the substance abuse cream. And let's also be honest, right? Okay, he was dominating. He already won MVPs, Gold Gloves, even when he was skinny Barry. Okay,
yes.
And not only that, baseball knew about the steroids. They didn't say anything about the steroids when Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire was going crazy, and chicks love the long ball, all that stuff.
He wasn't even right? And DA said that. Go ahead, bro.
Right, my boy. We right here. Me and Ryan.
Not only that, you know what I'm saying? They knew they knew it was going on, right? And then Barry Bonds is like, hold up, I'm way better than these cats. Way better. And if baseball is not going to do anything to them, and they know they're on it, and Barry's like, well, hell, I'm gonna go do it too. And the thing is, with Barry Bonds, look, I don't listen. I'm not an expert on whether steroids makes you hit the ball farther, or you got your hand-eye coordination. You already had that. Barry Bonds got one pitch a game to hit, bro. One pitch a game to hit, and hit it. He's the only man I've seen in the World Series, in the playoffs, with the bases loaded. They walked him with the bases loaded. They said, look, we'll just give you a point. We're not pitching to you, brother.
Oh, yep, the Angels said, nope, we don't want none of that smoke. Nope.
You guys know that Barry Bonds, that was the most single-handed, almost winning a World Series by any player. I think he had 6 home runs that series.
Listen,
come on, man. They don't like the dude, and that's all it is.
And that's all it is.
They don't like the dude.
And listen. To the media, Barry Bonds was a jerk, but that has nothing to do with the Hall of Fame. Has nothing to do with it.
Oh, yes, it does.
I mean, to them it does, but it should not. I mean, like for instance, like with I know I'm going far off track. Just an example with Terrell Owens. Why the hell is Terrell Owens waiting to go into the Hall of Fame? Because he was doing crunches in his driveway? Give me a break with this Hall of Fame and these writers and these media people. It's ridiculous, man.
That's why your boy down there in Florida, Dan Lebatard, I respect, because Lebatard gave up his vote. He was like, forget it, y'all can have it back. It doesn't really mean anything if you're going to punish guys because they didn't talk to the media. Like, that's not their job. Their job is to play baseball first.
Or they have personalities that they don't particularly care for.
Exactly.
You should be able to be a professional and differentiate between a person's work ethic and their personality.
Correct.
We all do it every day at work. You can hate a mofo next beside you, but if he performs and does his job, I don't care. I don't have to go home with you. I don't got to do none of that stuff.
Right.
If he does
And
his job,
you correct, Kev. And you can't come with an agenda, man. These are these guys. These are these guys' careers we're talking about. Their validity. You know what I'm saying? I mean, their validation, everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, Roger Clemens is supposed to be in the Hall of Fame. You kidding me? What are we doing?
I hear
What
guys
are we
say
doing?
they cheated the game. I said, they're cheating the game out of what? What exactly they cheat the game out of? Because this is my point is that one, it was legal at the time. This is part one. Part one, it was legal, right? They did not have anything against guys taking steroids back then at that point in time. Two,
Correct.
as stated, the Major League Baseball knew these guys were doing it because Brady Anderson hit 2 home runs his whole career. And 1 year that he was all good, he had 50. All right. So
that is a fact.
That being said, they knew after the strike, people were not coming back to games. Me and Kevin would go get a seat up in the upper loads, LOU, what they call the loads?
The lows, yes, sir.
Loads up in the Yankee Stadium and walk down, and then they'd be sitting on the damn dugout because no one cared when they came back from the strike. Right? So then baseball's like, oh crap, what are we gonna do? Ryan, you can say it again. Chicks dig the long ball.
They did nothing, bro. They turned a blind eye. They turned a blind eye to it all. And until the guy they did not like started capitalizing on it and he was already the best, but when he became the greatest and was in the conversation of being the greatest, oh, now it's a problem because he was already the best, and when he became in the conversation of being the greatest, of getting Mark McGwire's home run record and Roger Maris's home run record, is he better than Babe Ruth? Now it's a problem. You see what I'm saying? Now it's a problem.
Well, and then those guys are using greenies, and everybody knew it, which is amphetamines, right?
Right. They go do with the greenies again. Go ahead.
But they know it. Like dudes joke about it and say it, right? And maybe that's why Pete Rose will never get in because he told him, like, yeah, well, he said, well, what do you think about it, Pete? He said, well, we use greenies.
He sure did.
And they were like, God, Pete. Right.
Pete Rose not in the Hall of Fame. Stop it.
Yeah, we talked about that too. Yeah, we talked about that.
Ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
It's the hardest one to get into, but it's the one with the most hypocrisy.
Absolutely.
So absolutely.
Absolutely.
Like the only like 3 guys in this year was foolish, right? Because you got Sheffield and you got a lot of guys that could have went in, and there's really no real explanation as to why they're not in, right? Like they don't ever give us an explanation as to why they're not. So with that being said, they are the parents and we're the children, and they say no, and you say why, mommy? Because I said so.
DA,
Rafael Palmeiro not in the Hall of Fame. Stop. It's ridiculous, man.
The 9th Amendment. Let me read this again to you. This is why they'll tell you. The Board of Directors of the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum Incorporated reserve the right to revoke, alter, or amend these rules at any time. There you go. Sit down and shut up.
There you go. Yep. Yes, mommy. Yes, mommy. Yes, mommy. But mommy, you said I could go outside if I clean my room.
Nope.
Too damn cold out here.
It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
it definitely is. And like I said, a lot of controversy. Shout out to everybody in the comments. Appreciate y'all. More money, sacred ground. It's all politics and hypocrisy. Junior says something. He'll say this, even in corporate America, it's not always the top performer. It's who moves up, and it's the one with the best relationships.
Oh yeah,
in the sports part of the game.
Yeah,
he's absolutely 100% right. Yeah.
It's not. It's what happens. It's not the best thing that happens because you got some guys that are introverts, not good with people, but good with their sport. Maybe not good talking to people, but good with their sport, right? And you can't punish a guy because I'll give you the number one example in all sports.
Marshawn Lynch?
It's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He's an introvert.
The GOAT.
He never liked talking to the press, not because he didn't like the press. It's just that he didn't like doing it. He didn't feel like he was a star and needed to, do these things like this.
Oh, but that is his job.
No, his job is to play basketball. Right? So you would want him to because you give him the money on the interview. But even as kids, we're all around the same age. I think Ryan is he younger than you? He's younger than you, Kev. But
Just by hair.
okay, so when we were kids in the '80s and we were watching the Lakers win these championships, the reality was, if you can go back and see it, you did not see a bunch of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar interviews because he didn't like doing it. Now,
about it, no.
Especially like sitting at the table with the press, he was never good at that. Now, he could do a one-on-one with a guy, and you could tape it, record it, and maybe do an interview like Dan Patrick where he's not really there or through the screen or whatever. But I remember back in the days, you would never see Kareem Abdul-Jabbar doing an interview like that because he wasn't good at it. Now, he didn't like doing it, but he could play that damn it. He is the most accomplished basketball player on the planet. 4 years of high school championships, 3 years of NCAA championships,
He's the GOAT.
5 years of NBA champions. So that's basically what that is. So,
absolutely.
So
we're on the same page. DA, we're on the same page with everything, huh?
And Joel Embiid, we're going to jump to it right now. Let these MFs know it's not a game this season. Do what you want to do. He's puffy right now. Pause. Yo, I can't be stopped. Yo, I won't be stopped. Yo, dog. Yo, he scored 7. He scored 70 easy. I've never seen this, all right? And this is what I'm saying.
On
70 points.
We're in the NBA segment.
Yeah, I'm sorry. He scored 70 points. What I say, easy, right?
It was easy.
It was in the flow of the game. He didn't look like he was hogging the ball from nobody else.
Like Cat was doing in that the same night. Cat was hunting shots.
Yeah.
Whereas Embiid was coming within the flow of the game.
And dudes were getting shots. Other dudes actually got off that game, and this dude scored 70.
And it was an efficient 70 too. Yeah, efficient.
It's
Jesus.
Scary. That's scary, B.
The guy's like 87% from the free throw line.
Yes.
Yeah. And now and other players, your boy the King, would be that dude if he got that free throw thing together. But it's what you work on.
Yeah.
So Ryan, your thoughts on Joel Embiid, him going off the other night, getting the 70. I ask you this. The defense. A lot of some people were complaining about the defense. I'm surprised somebody.
It had nothing to do with defense. I mean, we all know once you get on a roll like that, no matter what defense you're playing, the offensive guy's always going to have the advantage because he has the ball in his hand. He's the one that is initiating offense. So right. if he's on one, he's just hot. He's just hot. Doesn't matter. It could have been the Detroit Pistons. I don't care when you're that. I mean, from the past, not this Detroit Pistons.
I was about to say,
but like the point I'm making is, Kev, once a player of that caliber, right, gets in that kind of groove, right, gets where he's scoring on all levels. He's hitting threes. He's posting up. He's hitting the fadeaway jump shots. He's hitting the high post. He's going in the low post, right? He's getting to the free throw line. Okay, and it's you just can't do nothing with that person when he's on a roll like that. Listen,
right. I'm sorry, Ron.
I mean, listen. In my 40 in my 40 and over basketball league, when I hit 40 points, you know what I'm saying? The rim is just like it's like everything is going no matter what. And when he's just that good. So when players like D Booker, Donovan Mitchell, I just saw that in the post. When those guys, these are NBA players, guys. When those guys get hot, I don't care who's defending. They're just gonna get off. And then when you're that efficient, like a Joel Embiid, it just looks easy to DA's point because of the efficiency.
And let me say something too, man. Real talk. This is from being a Knicks fan, and it's funny, but you can look at the posterization of Wembyamba, which means that he was playing defense. Like he had his hands up. he was trying to block dunks.
Yeah.
Like Wemby was not there like playing
No.
chicken. Like, he was trying to do what he do. Now, yes, he's skinnier than Embiid for sure. But the reality is that, he was not out of the picture. He was playing defense, trying to play defense. This dude was just getting him on every level.
On every level.
It's kind of hard for you to guard a guy if he can pump fake you, and you're scared. You don't know if he's going to go past you or lay you, or if he's going to hit you with that jet.
Right.
So
at 7'1", keep that in mind.
Yeah. So like I said,
with guard skills for a big, you know what I mean? Yeah. So and
Wemby's
again,
Wemby had 30, like or something like that.
Wemby had a great game. Yeah.
So he knows what it is.
Yeah.
But this dude had this thing cooking.
Oh,
it was almost done by the end of the third quarter.
Right.
That 70 was almost there. He didn't have to play the fourth quarter. The reality is, right? He just sat down that whole damn thing with the 70. So it
was an epic performance, man.
He's sending a message, and I think the James Harden trade for once is getting to the point where it looks like you got a trade that was good for both teams, because the Clippers look good, right? And what the Sixers got
until we get to the playoffs, then we'll see.
Yes, and we'll see. Yes, but the Sixers got Batum. They got like so many pieces that kind of help fit that team together.
Right.
As a team, they may not be the best team in the East today.
And to your point, they were missing some depth, so they gave them some depth.
Yeah, they got the second squad. They got a squad number 2, and I don't think that they're done yet. I think they're going to
absolutely going to make a trade.
I think Lowry will be there before the end of the year.
Could be.
So
he could be a buyout candidate.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to come off the bench. He's not going to start at the point, but yeah, he'll be there.
Yeah. And Lowry was big for the Heat in the playoffs last year.
Yeah,
100%.
He was big. Lowry played well in the playoffs last year.
So, I wanted Lowry when he came from. I thought Lowry should have went over there when he came from Toronto, but that was that whole Jimmy Butler time with the Sixers, and they were just all messed up in their decision making at that point in time. But yeah, like I said, it is what it is. I think that trade actually seems like it works for both. It seemed today that it worked for both teams.
Right.
Gotcha. Ryan, let's we'll talk about. Let me just go to the other big story.
Absolutely.
With the NBA, Adrian Griffin. It looks like he wore out his welcome or whatever happened. I'm pulling up with CBS Sports. There's like 9 reasons why they got his dismissal. Yeah. They said steps down, and a trip to the White. They did it. Well, why? What's going on with that? With the Bucks, and now Doc Rivers got another gig.
Listen, Doc Rivers is the equivalent of the Game of Thrones White Walker.
Yeah,
that dude. Yes. That dude gets. Listen. Doc has been living off that championship he won in Boston, and he's been living off that thing forever. Doc Rivers
ever.
Doc Rivers has, and I'm not saying Doc's not a good coach. Doc is a good coach. I'm not going to discredit Doc, but he has the most blown 3-1, 3-2 leads in the history of the game, right? 100%. And the thing is with Doc, I don't think he's a good X's and O's coach, but he can galvanize a team, with stars and things of that nature. Even though it kind of ended sour with him and Harden, but Harden is a guy that can just get sour on. Trust me, I know he can just get sour on you if he woke up, in a bad mood. So, but Doc, man, more power to Doc, man. I'm not throwing no shit at Doc. But Doc is a White Walker in the Game of Thrones, bro. That dude, he's gonna get him a job somewhere, and he's gonna get a good job. He's not getting no rebuilding job. Doc is coming in, and Doc was fired from the Clippers, and then went and got Joel Embiid. All right, you know what I'm saying? So
he slides from a Mercedes to a Lexus to a BMW.
Oh yeah. Ain't no Doc's not going to no rebuilding job. No. But with Adrian Griffin, man, it looked like the stars kind of was clashing with him. You know what I'm saying? I know Giannis had made some comments. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Giannis made some comments about his making adjustments and things of that nature. Also, as far as substitutions and things like that. And like you mentioned before, Kevin, Terry Stotts, who was Damian Lillard's coach in Portland for his whole career, basically, they clashed. Him and Terry Stotts and Adrian Griffin clashed, and he ended up quitting. So he ended up quitting. So so I don't know, man. Like, it's DA's right. It looked like the stars got him fired.
He said something about Giannis, one of them two Antetokounmpo brothers that's sitting on the end of the bench ain't doing nothing. And he's probably said something once or twice about that, and it was like, "That's it."
Oh my God! Listen, is there? I'm sorry. Is there a more annoying person in the NBA than that Antetokounmpo brother on the bench?
Yeah, yeah.
100%.
My
Who doesn't
God,
play?
man! I'm like, man.
He's
I'm like, listen. I know it's all about being a good teammate on the bench, and you're rooting for your team and stuff. But man, he's annoying.
Wow.
he's like that. He's like that dude with, you hang out with, and he's the loudest and the most, and he ain't got nothing. He just be trying to
No.
be that guy.
He's a guy at the park that comes with a headband.
Jordan sneakers, Jordan shirt, Jordan.
Yeah,
shirt.
he got the arm sleeve, he got the wristband, the headband, he got everything, but no game,
No handle. He got all that, but can't dribble the ball.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Hey, you choose up, yo. I got a big man right there, and then like two plays, and you're like, damn, he sucks, bro.
And
I'm gonna say this, and again, y'all, look, bless Giannis for putting his brother on, because I'll do the same thing.
He tried to get both of them on the team. So yeah. He tried to get both of them there. So
let me read this a little bit about Adrian Griffin.
Absolutely.
Griffin, coach, is American coach, former player, and most recently served as the head coach for the Bucks. He played in the NBA as a shooting guard. He played in the NBA as a shooting guard and a small forward from 99 to 2008. He grew up in Wichita, Kansas, and played basketball. That's why I remember him at Seton Hall for the Pirates at Seton Hall in New Jersey. So, Ryan, let me ask you this. You think it was a mistake? Well, obviously it's a mistake that the Bucks went, with younger and unexperienced with the team that's kind of a veteran thing, and they're coming off
exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
No, you're absolutely correct. Bingo. Okay, my bad for interrupting you, but you're absolutely right. It's just like they're a team ready to win now. Who just got Dame. They brought in Terry Stotts, to kind of mentor Griffin. They clashed right away. So it was as if they knew, okay, all right, we made a bad decision because our time frame and his time frame and his coaching prowess. Not saying he's not a good coach, but vets are not going to respond to his voice. Exactly, DA. They're not going to respond to his voice. So
which is like it was. I don't disagree or agree with what they did, but I found it to be really strange that you hire a guy knowing what you have. Now, what I have heard is that they hired him because they thought that team was going to be on a rebuild for the next 2 years. They didn't think they were going to get Dame. Like they were going to try to get Dame, but they didn't think they were going to get Dame.
Get him.
My thing is with Giannis.
Yeah, how's that going to be?
Like you never rebuilding when you got them.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
But I'm just telling you, Ryan, what I've heard. Right. I've heard because again, like this. I'm not defending the fans. We're just giving you real sports. And my thing is, the things that they tell us, we need to listen to what they say on television to kind of figure it out. That doesn't make sense because Milwaukee is never in a rebuild with Giannis did because he's already said, if I'm here, we got to compete or I'm leaving.
Right.
That's why he doesn't have those, real long,
That's why they made the trade to keep him.
So my point is, they're saying they got this guy because he was a young guy and they were going to let him develop because they didn't think they were going to be any good, and then they end up being the second best team in the league. And check this out, but he's not coaching them right. Okay, so did they get to be the second best team in the league by what? How did they do that? And did they do that? Did they do that on their own, not listening to him?
Well,
because I didn't hear any beef all season about them not listening to the coach or them running their own plays or them telling the coach, hey, man, shut up. I'm doing my thing like some Jordan Poole thing. I didn't see that happen at all. And I didn't hear about that happening at all. So I'm wondering, like, when they say, okay, well, they weren't really listening to the guy, but you got the second best record in the East. So this doesn't really match up, right? It doesn't really match up because my thing is this, and now I'm fine with them. Listen, I don't own the team, and they can do what they want to do. But my point is this: just understand where you're at today, and you got Glenn Doc Rivers in there now. And if you end up anywhere less than the second best team in the league or in the East, then you took an L. Just know that. Just know that. And real quick, and you give Philadelphia, Maxey, and Embiid more fuel, more fire.
Yeah. Well,
for us now,
for us.
because now they see you right now. They can come get you.
Well,
now they see you back. Oh, more fire. You burn for that, boy. You understand? You burn.
Well, I think the move to let him go was not a regular season move, obviously, because they have a great record. But whenever you have Dame and Giannis on your team, you're gonna win games. You're gonna win games. You know what I'm saying? But I think the frustration was the X's and O's coming out of timeouts. Things of that nature. It looked like the front office could see the kind of the writing on the wall. Like, okay, I don't think we can. I don't think we give ourselves the best chance to win the championship with him as we get to the playoffs. So I think it was a playoff move, not a regular season move. So
I'm fine with that. I just don't.
Yeah.
Like I said, what we hear them say is, "Oh well, their defensive numbers went from this to that." Well, you got rid of Drew Holiday, stupid.
Correct. Exactly.
When they lock down defenders, right?
And Dame is one of the worst defenders
in the world.
By them,
right.
Yeah.
So
I mean, obviously you get crazy better on the offensive end, but your offense really wasn't a problem. You were always in the top in offense, in the league. So, but again, that was the way to keep Giannis around.
Let me ask you this, Ryan. What will Doc bring to this team?
Well, like I said, Doc is a good coach when it comes to coaching stars. All right, so they're going they're going to respect Doc. I don't think they had much basketball respect for as a coach. Now, like I said, he's a former player. So is Doc. But Doc's been around. Doc's got a championship. So, like I said, it was a playoff move. So what Doc brings, Doc brings intangibles, but Doc also brings other intangibles that are negative. He's very stubborn. Doc can be very stubborn at times. You know what I'm saying? So as far as his coaching and he is a player's coach, especially with the stars. You know what I'm saying? So, but I mean, but like I said, when we first started talking about Doc has been living off that championship with the Boston Celtics for a long time, and Doc has not been good in the playoffs for a long time.
So this is the oxymoron, right? So you brought him there for the playoffs, but he's not good in the playoffs.
Right, he's blowing leads, and I think I just think it's because of coaching the star talent that they have, and and that's the only thing I can give you as far as with Doc.
We're talking about a dude that put his son on the Clippers when Chris Paul was like, "No, we need this. Your son ain't shit." Doc kept his son there to the detriment of that team for 2-3 years, to the point to where Chris Paul was going to beat the man's son up.
Yeah. Oh, Austin Rivers. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. That's how stubborn he is.
Mm-hmm.
But he gives them the best chance in the playoffs.
Well, that's the only thing I can come up with, bro.
Yeah, well, that's what they said. Mark Jackson's still sitting on Cam and Mace. He can't even get a fucking interview. So let's go on to the rest of the league.
Let me go off. Tristan Thompson, he got suspended for 25 games at the possible drug tests. He's not been relevant in the league. Ryan.
Tristan Thompson. It's doesn't really move the needle. You know what I'm saying? Like he's an older player. He's trying to stay in the league. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean?
So, the YouTube, the chat said who?
He's an older player trying to stay in the league. So like I don't what exactly did he take? What was it up?
Human growth hormone.
He took HGH.
Yeah, SARM LGD-4033. I don't know because I don't. And something else.
Hey, that's that Frank Thomas. And she'll like it too.
Oh, that's gotta be the worst acting in commercials ever, and it's the creepiest thing when he says that line.
Oh man,
and the girl reacts like this.
Oh yeah, like it's all good.
It's like what are we doing here?
Like I'm not going to cancel your big ass.
Yeah.
That shit.
Oh, and she'll like it's the creepiest thing ever. But
like she should be like, yo, motherfucker, I'm standing right here. Like what are you saying? I'm still right here.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Right. Get back on track with the
Yeah. But with Thompson, I mean, it's like I say, he's an older player trying to stay into the league. Obviously, he got 25 games.
Yeah, 25.
So obviously, it's nothing major. You know what I'm saying? It's not. It's just probably something that's on the drug list not to take. So
right now, Tristan is better behind the mic, doing interviews and stuff than he is playing. Like he just need to give it up. Like I don't know why he's still out there. Like, I think it's one of them kids he got with one of them Kardashians or something, man.
The Kardashian curse is
alive.
Let me move on to our last subject here, the NBA. The All-Star will be announced this week. Me personally, I mean, not that I've watched the All-Star game in a while, because I think they just don't do anything. They have went back to the format of East versus West.
Yeah.
Ryan, your thoughts about this and about the All-Star game and who they're gonna, who they may announce?
As far as they'll be announcing the starters, and this is the stars are the fan vote. They get 25%.
Yeah,
I think fans get 50%. I think.
Thought. Well, we'll pull it up here in a second.
Yeah. Right. So it's in the West is probably going to be your typical guys, your LeBrons, your KDs, the Joker. Let's see here. Luka and
Kyrie probably. Or maybe.
No, not a starter.
Kyrie, not starting.
Yeah. Steph will probably start because of the fan vote. But and then and the coaches pick the reserves. So that's going to be the interesting one. In the East,
50% fans get a vote. 50%.
50%. Okay, so I was correct. 50%. So in the East, man, in the backcourt, man, I mean, you got to reward Brunson, don't you?
Yeah.
Yes.
You got to reward Brunson.
He's
man.
been on
Brunson's
fire, bro. He's
having. Yeah, you know, you got to reward Brunson. He's having a good season. Halliburton, obviously.
Too, yes, sir.
Yeah,
the East is going to walk them out the fucking gym. All right, that's what's going to happen. They're going to blow them out. They are. You know why? I'm gonna tell you why. God, everybody, don't get mad at me. Don't cancel me, please. It's the Africans. No, I'm dead serious. The two Africans on the
Embiid and Giannis.
Yeah, that's it. Because they're going to play hard. They're going to play hard.
They're gonna play hard. Giannis plays it like it's a NBA, like it's an NBA Finals game.
This is why they're going to win. Because while these other fools are out there joking and yucking it up, these two guys are going to be getting buckets.
I hated the other formats. I hated the other formats.
But see, that's the way even back in the days, the All-Star game got serious. All it takes is one side to be serious, and then the other side will get serious because they don't want to get
right. It's competition at that point.
Yeah,
I mean, so the competition is gonna come out.
And you don't want to get embarrassed out there, right?
Yeah.
So the East is going to come out playing hard.
Yeah. So
the West is going to catch up or get catch up.
And normally back in the days with the All-Star team when it was East and West, right? The first 3 quarters, it was like, you know, like the show, you know what I'm saying? Everybody, the highlights, and the last 7 minutes of the game, 5 minutes of the game, like it was serious. Like a real they get serious, right? Yep. So we'll see, man. Like I like, you know, listen, I wasn't opposed to the other formats, you know, because they were just trying to spice it up. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna mention the Elam ending. So I'm not gonna mention that. I'm not gonna mention that.
That episode got a lot of views on that one. The Elam
right. So you know, like it's cool to change it up. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of cool now that they're going back to East and West. So it's kind of cool. So gotcha. Yeah. So we'll see. Yeah. So yeah, it should be all right, man. I hope my boy Sengun can make it on the West from the coaches, but they'll probably say, you know, he's too young. I'm sorry, guys, my bad. On Steph is not going to be starting. It's going to be SGA.
SGA all the way.
Yeah, SGA is going to start. You're right, 100%. He's got to start. You're right.
He's got to start. I mean, the guy's like top 3 of my MVP right now.
And he's 6'5". He's real. He's very real. Very real.
Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, he's Ryan D'Souza, our NBA contributor, insider. I wish I had some applause, but Ryan's our man. Ryan's going to stick around. We're going to talk a little basketball. Excuse me, we did talk about basketball, a little hockey and a little football to wrap up the show. Let me go to the NHL, the Power Rankings. I'm not the hockey dude tonight, but I'll try his best here for a little bit. I'm just going to go to the Power Rankings according to CBS. Number 1, the Edmonton Oilers. They're at number 1. They're same spot, holding the same spot from last week. The Winnipeg Jets, as Dan alluded to last week, they're number 2. The Vancouver Canucks are 32-11. They're number 3. The Boston Bruins, the President's Trophy winners, they are number 4. The Florida Panthers are number 5. They're down 2 spots from last week. The Colorado Avalanche, they're down 1 spot. They're number 6. The Dallas Stars, they are number 7. The Carolina Hurricanes, they're number 8. The defending world champions, the Golden Knights, they are number 9. My New York Rangers lost to the worst team in hockey. They lost to the Sheesh.
It happens.
Yeah, it happens. But they've been losing them lately, especially when they've been getting their butts kicked out there on the West Coast. The surprising Philadelphia Flyers, Tortorella, says they.
Tortorella.
He's got them boys playing really good in Philadelphia. A good young team. They are number 11. The Lightning has played, as Dan always alludes to, they have played a lot of hockey within the last 3 years. It's catching up to them now. They're number 12. The Red Wings, surprisingly, they're number 13. The Dan's team that he loves to hate and talk stuff about, the Toronto Maple Leafs, they are number 14.
It's surprising.
Surprisingly so. The Devils that had some injuries. They're number 15, and the Seattle Kraken 16. And for just giggles, Dan's Penguins, they're number 17. I just want to this story real quick about the NHL that also caught my attention. The Jazz owner is prepared to bring a NHL team to Utah. From ESPN News Services, the owners of the Utah Jazz said Wednesday that they have the immediate ability to bring an NHL team to Utah, requested for initiation of expansion process. The Smith Entertainment Group, SCG, said in a news release that it would use the Jazz's arena as an intern home for the NHL franchise. Said the company is 100% focused on making this happen as soon as possible. Talks between Smith and the league have been going on since 2022. The NHL said in a statement it appreciates the interest. During conversations for the course of the past 2 years, we have been impressed by Ryan, Ashley, and Smith's commitment to the community, blah, 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 blah. The NHL said in a statement, Utah is promising market, and we look forward to continuing our discussion. The announcement comes past the midway point of the hockey season with remaining uncertainty about the future of the Arizona Coyotes, who are playing a second season in their 5,000-seat Mullet Arena on campus of Arizona State in Tempe. League and NHL Players Association leaders said last year they would like to a resolution sooner than later about a long-term future for the Coyotes in the Phoenix area. If you hear the hockey dude, come on. Dan always says Utah just came out of nowhere as far as expansions. Expansion in NHL, they've been talking about Houston, the Houston area, Kansas City, going back to Quebec and Canada, and there was one other place. Go ahead, DA.
So you're saying that real quick. You're saying that we know there is a team in Arizona.
Yeah.
We're not saying that Utah wants to pull them. We're just saying that they want to get.
They're basically saying, hey, we're NHL ready. We got an arena ready. We got the money ready. Let's go. And I guess either it's just from expansion or pulling the team. And this team in Arizona, they have not come to a resolution about arena, and that's playing in 5,000 seat. It's gonna. Dan says Utah, Houston, Kansas City. Okay, I stand to be corrected. So it is Utah. Would be interesting to see a team in Salt Lake City, and that could probably solve the problems for Phoenix. If a team doesn't support if a city doesn't support a professional
team to go,
that's what it is, man. I even heard talks this morning, and I don't know, D, if you heard this, man, about, and it's just rumors, so to speak, man. I mean, the Brooklyn Nets, man. I mean, that would be a shame if they moved and What do you say?
Didn't they just move there?
Yeah, So let me give you a little history. Yeah, to Nashville. They talk about Nashville or something like just rumors, something like that. Yeah, I think they shot their low when Ryan. The Nets shot their low with when they went all in the first time with that when KD, well not Kevin KG and Pierce, right? They shot. That
was a horrible.
That was awful, right? Right.
Yeah.
They cleaned the slate.
They started it again.
They went and did it again, and it still didn't work. And I will tell you, as a New Yorker, the Knicks run the city. I keep telling y'all. But people want to believe it. Brooklyn, no. The Knicks run the city.
Even when the Knicks are bad, they run the city.
They run the city.
And now they're good.
Right.
Yeah.
And no, Atlantic and Flatbush ain't the place to be. Not because no.
A Knicks game is still an event. So
yes.
Right.
So yes. So yeah, Jay-Z hooked went y'all with his 2% and dipped, and yeah. So and the owner of the Nets now, he's one of the worst owners in the league. One of the worst.
So there's rumors about them leaving Brooklyn.
Yeah, we heard that.
Just rumblings and stuff like that because they're they haven't been since they broke up the team and stuff like that.
Right.
That's kind of like irrelevant in the metropolitan area.
Nobody goes to see them. So
like tickets are real cheap. We probably can definitely get a media pass. Hey man, we'll just get y'all go ahead down there to the man. But yeah, that's the thing. So we'll keep our eye on that stuff for the NHL and the Arizona Coyotes and see where they would move to. So let me transition to the National Football League before we get on out of here. Our last 25 minutes here, or last 20 minutes here. Big news here. Jim Harbaugh, he is out of here. He won his national title with the Michigan Wolverines, his alma mater. This is from CBS Sports, from Jonathan Jones. Excuse me. The LA Chargers are hiring Michigan Jim Harbaugh as their next head coach, as the team announced Wednesday that both sides agreed to terms on a deal. Harbaugh has long been the top target for the Chargers, and the coach has been looking to jump back into the NFL ranks the last several years. Winning the national championship at Michigan, his alma mater, was crucial for Harbaugh to comfortably leave for the NFL. My love for Michigan playing there and coming back to coach there leaves a lasting impact. I'll always be a loyal Wolverine, Harbaugh said in a statement released by the Chargers. I'm remarkably fortunate to have been afforded the privilege of coaching at places where life's journey has created strong personal connections for me. From working as an assistant coach at Western Kentucky alongside my father, Jack, and Tom as an assistant with the Raiders, to being a head coach at USD, Stanford, and the 49ers, and now in Michigan. Each of those opportunities carry significance. Each felt personal. When I played for the Chargers, the Spanos family could not have been more gracious or more welcoming. Being back here feels like home, and it's great to see that those things have not changed. I'll throw it to Ryan. Your thoughts, Harbaugh? He's the new coach of the LA Chargers.
It's just perfect. It's a perfect match. One, all right. When a lot of these coaches from the from college goes to the pros, they go to a rebuilding team, right? A team that's struggling, and the Chargers are struggling as far as but they're not a struggling franchise. They have talent, a lot of it, right?
And their coach was not good enough. Staley was not the man for that, as we can see.
Right, and they're always in the playoff hunt, even with him, right? So
despite of him,
exactly, and I'm not trying to rag on him because look, I loved his aggressiveness, but at some point you can't be that aggressive, man. You know what I'm saying? And,
he's like the old guy at poker.
Yeah.
I won, by the way. But
I know.
Yeah, but I think it's perfect because Jim Harbaugh was a quarterback. Okay, he's a quarterback in college, quarterback in the NFL. All right. He coached Colin Kaepernick. Sorry. He got to the Super Bowl with Colin. All right. And now you're not getting a project at quarterback, man. You're getting Justin Herbert. You're getting Herbert. You know what I'm saying? He's not in the upper echelon as far as the top 3-4 guys, but he's right there. He's right there. So I think this is going to take them over the top, man. They got Keenan Allen. They're gonna get Mike Williams back. Are they gonna keep the running back? So. Yeah, so I love it, man. I think it's a perfect match. He goes to LA. I mean, come on. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to anywhere cold. I mean, he was just at Michigan. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He's going to LA. He's going to LA. He's got Justin Herbert. He's got a ready-made team already. It's a win-win situation. He just won the national championship. Listen, Saban just retired. So, dude, go. What's Yeah, I just think
nothing more for him to do in the college ranks. He did what he said.
Unless he wanted to be the next Saban, because with Saban gone, I don't know if you noticed, man. Alabama program lost about 12 5 and 4-star guys. They all left as soon as Saban left. So he could have. So if Harbaugh wanted to be the next Saban, he could have did that. But you can tell, man.
Most people are motivated by different things, and he definitely wants to win in the NFL as a coach.
he was that close to win the Super Bowl. You know what I
Oh,
mean? So
ask the DA. He's a 49ers fan. Yeah, he knows.
yeah. So yeah. So man, like it's just a perfect match with Harbaugh in with the Los Angeles Chargers. Perfect match because he coaches quarterbacks. You know, he's respected in the locker room. He's good with the X's and O's. He can, he's gonna make good decisions, and he's still gonna be aggressive. But he's not going to be aggressive to the point like the other coach where it can get you in trouble. Because if it backfires on you, you're in trouble. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happened. You know what I'm saying? The players love it, but at some point, man, you got to know when and where and time of clock and things of that nature. So yeah,
gotcha.
So perfect match.
Your thoughts about the Chargers?
I think he'll be cool there. I think he has a good roster there. He'll probably bring in a good OC, which he usually does, and a good DC, which he definitely does. Because the reason the Niners went with Kaepernick was the defense those years. Kind of took the Niners over the top. So he's going to make sure that he's playing defense, and he's got some guys that defensively do what he needs them to do. I think he's a good coach, and it should be fine out there.
Yeah.
And they're going to get a good, whether they let go of this kid or not. He runs play action running offense, so it's going to be a running back there. I don't know who it is, but it's going to be one or two or three or four of them there. But I think he'll be fine. And he had to get out. I think he had to leave Michigan because remember this year he won the national championship, but he was suspended 6 games this year. So,
and there's more violations coming.
Yeah, so he got to go. He's doing the what's your boy there from Florida, Kev?
Who?
The coach. What's the
Which one? The University of Florida or the University of Miami?
Yeah, he at University of Florida. And then he went to God, his name's right on the top of my head. Urban. Things about to get bad, real bad. Like I'm out. Gotta go. I'm out. So it doesn't. That stink doesn't hit him. So, who's got it better than Jim? Nobody.
Oh man, he's gonna be living it up, man.
Well, he's okay.
Man,
he's okay.
And he's a name. You know what I'm saying? He's a name. This is not.
I wish him the best.
Yeah, it's a perfect fit.
Yeah, I think it's a perfect fit. Also, you remember when he got to Michigan, right? This was what, year 7, year 8 for him or whatever?
Yeah.
They struggle a little bit, and there was talks about
as far as beating Ohio State and
State, yes,
right.
That was
as far as that. He was still winning games, but he couldn't get over the hump against Ohio State.
Yeah. So, and that's huge with those two universities. In order to be coach, you have to win that game. You don't win that game, then you don't win the national championship.
Doesn't matter.
That's what it boils down to. One of the other coaching changes I want to I read that Nick Fangio, the Dolphins defensive coordinator, he has left the team, and they decided to part ways, and he's going to the Eagles.
They already signed him already?
Hold on, I just pulled something up here.
Well, I don't think. They're probably looking at him as a replacement because the Eagles just fired their defensive coordinator.
Yes,
they should never hire them. But Fangio is going to be a good defensive coach, man. Fangio was with the Niners with Harbaugh, back in the day. Fangio is the team is already built the way Fangio likes it. Defensive line out. That's where that's what he plays. Like D line first. And then, this and that. He had Justin Smith and a few guys on the D-line back when he was there with Harbaugh. And then, he'll go get linebackers. He has 2 pretty good ones, okay ones. I don't think the linebackers are good enough there in Philly. And he'll probably make a move to get some real-life studs up out there. And the secondary, he's definitely going to replace those dudes.
Yeah, I didn't know.
At least 2 of them are going to be gone.
Fangio was a consultant with the Eagles during their 22 2022 Super Bowl run.
Okay.
And then he went to the Dolphins, of course, and became their DC. And they parted ways, and looks like he's going to sign back with the Eagles as their defensive coordinator. There'll be a press conference here in the next coming days with that. So
Cool.
I think that's
Far
go
better
ahead.
than that other dude. Better than that other dude, man. I'm out.
Well, the Eagles were just never this. I mean, the 11-1 they were, right? 10-1, 11-1, and
10-1.
They got rid of the OC too, so I don't know who's gonna come in and do the OC work because he's not.
You.
We haven't. Yeah, I could do it. Yeah, I definitely could do it. It wouldn't take much, man. So, we be running that triple option, baby. We running that triple option. Because he could do just what Lamar does. He got better receivers than Lamar.
Yeah.
So I would still take AJ and the Slim Reaper over whatever they got in Baltimore today, Flowers and Odell or whoever else you throw.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So I think it's a situation where you just have to bring in an offense that makes sense. That's all. Don't make the kid into a pocket thrower all the time. Let him run. Let him do what he do, and you'll win a lot of games.
Design runs. Well, didn't Buffalo try to do that? Oops, no, I'm not going to that. No.
Don't go there.
Yeah, okay, I won't. That's gonna grind your gears, huh? Let me go to Championship Sunday before we get on out of here. Championship Sunday is upon us. Of course, y'all know on Monday we will go over both games. We're gonna kick it to the guys. I'll start with myself first on Championship Sunday. First game up, you got the Chiefs and the Ravens. I'm picking the Ravens to win that game. I'm picking the Ravens to win this game 24-17. They will win by a touchdown. I'm picking them to win this game. The 6 o'clock game, the 6:30 game, I guess. The Lions versus the Niners. Niners will be going back to the Super Bowl, and this will be a valiant effort from the Lions. They're not right there yet. I think it's one of the best stories in the NFL this year. Dan Campbell and his crew of getting to this point. If you remember those last year when they beat Green Bay to knock the Packers out of the playoffs, and like they played from whistle to whistle at the end of that game. I said, yo, the Lions are coming, and they sure did. They had a very, very impressive season this year, but I think it will end on Sunday. I think I'm picking the Niners to win this game. They better not play like how they played this past week, DA. But I'm picking the Niners to win this game 31-20. They'll beat them by 11. I'll pass it to Ryan. Ryan, your thoughts on the game, and we'll get DA. The 2 games coming up, Championship Sunday.
First game, Baltimore, Kansas City at Baltimore. I think it's I think the spread is 3.
The spread is 3, yes.
Spread is 3. So that's basically a pick 'em game because if you're at home, you normally get 3 points. But I think Baltimore finds a way to win. Score, I think it's going to be 27-23, somewhere around there. But I'm picking Detroit to upset San Francisco.
Whoa.
Because I think, especially if Debo is not 100%. If Debo does not play, that changes the whole dynamic of that offense. It really does. Debo, I mean,
I forgot about that. I forgot. Yeah, he was hurt. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, mind you, they have McCaffrey. They have Kittles. They have the other wide receiver. But if Debo doesn't play, Debo provides that physicality for them in the run game. Whether it's catching screen passes, it's putting them out in the backfield, and they lose a big edge if Debo was not there, or if Debo is not 100%. He's just out there being a decoy, and we'll know if he's a decoy because one thing about Debo, he loves the contact. Too much contact. He never wants to go down. Dude, just go down. Stop taking extra hits. So I think Detroit upsets them in overtime.
Okay, Ryan.
Hot take. I know we don't do hot takes, but yeah. but I think Detroit. I wouldn't
be shocked though. I wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked either.
Yeah.
I don't think it's Debo either, man. I think the reason they would beat the Niners if they do beat the Niners is the fact that the last 2 games we have not been able to stop the run inside. And they have 2 running backs that will gash you from 10 yards.
Montgomery and Gibbs.
Yeah, so if we can't get the big Trini boy from South Carolina, Armstead and these guys to stop the run,
Yeah.
we're going to have a problem. I mean, forget about Debo. If we can't stop them running the ball, this game will not look good.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we will. I'm not sure what this guy Wilkes is going to do as D coordinator, but I am sure either one, there has to be a plan because we have linebackers that can kind of stuff holes. We have 2 really good linebackers.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we should be fine. But that's where I see the problem with us. I don't see so much on offense us having the problem moving on them. It's just stopping them is what I look at the most. So I got my Niners winning. I don't give scores, Kev, will tell you that.
Right.
And I actually think
he gets a pass.
I actually think Baltimore is going to blow Kansas City out. So
I could see that as well.
Because Kansas City got a good team for sure. But I think Lamar is on a mission, and that's one dragon that he has to slay. So he knows that. This is a dude I got to slay. I got to slay this Mahomes dude because he's the king. I got to get the king.
And they get Andrews back. Mark Andrews comes back.
He said, I got to get the king, homie. You know what I'm saying? I can't come out here without beating the king. Because that's the only way to win a championship is to take a championship.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he's going to I think Lamar is going to play a hell of a game, man. That team is real good, and I think the defense is going to be able to do what they need to do. They play well at all 3 levels, D-line, linebackers, and secondary. So we'll see. But I don't think Pacheco is going to get off like he did, so forth and so on. So I think it's not going to be as close as people think. I honestly think Lamar is going to take this extremely personal, which he should, and put the bus on the ass. Pause. So that means he's going to bust that ass.
So eloquently said.
Yeah.
I swear. I love my crew, bro. Man, this has been a really great show, man. Appreciate those in the sound of my voice. Listening to those on the YouTube. Shout out to y'all in the chat. Appreciate y'all. Y'all kept the chat live tonight. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Also, those on the Facebook side, Twitter side, thank you for watching. We didn't have Twitch tonight. We didn't have Instagram tonight, but we'll take care of those in the near future, getting those hooked up. Appreciate you so much, man. I'm gonna do a little parting shots. There's only 4 of us tonight. Got the super producers here. I'll pass it to the DA. DA, parting shots. What you got for us tonight, bro?
Don't do drugs.
Okay.
Crack is whack. Yeah.
Right. Well, I had a little Run DMC and Nancy Reagan tonight. Okay. Okay. We appreciate that.
Hey. Trick Daddy love the kids, man. Trick Daddy love the kids.
Trick love the kids.
Appreciate that, DA. Ryan D'Souza, our NBA insider and contributor. Ryan, what you got for us, bro?
Yeah, man. Once again, thank you for having me, fellas. You guys be safe at your function. I know you the conference is this week, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You guys be safe there. Yeah, man, and again, man, appreciate your platform. I appreciate what you guys are doing, and also too, check out tomorrow night, LSU versus South Carolina, women's basketball. Must see TV. Don't be rolling your eyes, Kevin. It's must see TV.
Oh, that should be good.
Because we'll probably be at the bar watching it.
We're gonna be South Carolina, ranked number 1. They were they lost 1 game all of last year. They probably think that their title got taken from them. LSU's a defending national championship. And remember, South Carolina beat LSU by 30 points last year.
Yes, they did.
Yes, they did.
All right, and I know this is personal. This is personal.
Dawn Staley don't play. She keeps tickets, receipts, all kind of shit. Dawn Staley
for sure. And Dawn know that they have their championship over there.
Yeah.
So yeah. And Kim Mulkey is awesome too, by the way. They're
Yes.
awesome. It's gonna be that's gonna be a good matchup. So yeah, so go check that game out.
Gotcha. Appreciate that, Ryan. Thank you so much, my brother. I don't have anything heavy tonight, man. It's a good show as always. Appreciate again those that are watching. Make sure you also cop our merch. We got our merchandise. If you want to go get represent your team, make sure you click on our link for lids. Support us. And you want the nice dugout mug from Dugout Mugs. You can either get a metal one or you can get a one that's made out of a wooden bat. Support us, the Sports Chasers, as well as Dugout Mugs and Fanatics, man. So again, we appreciate you for watching and hanging out with us on a Wednesday night. It's not Thursday night, but we will return to our scheduled recordings next week. We got Fourth and Short on Monday at 7:30, where we talk about the games on the NFL games on Sunday. We'll be talking about Championship Sunday. And we will be back on next Thursday, to have our standalone 90-minute show, man. So, hey, we had a blast tonight, as always. Appreciate y'all again. Thank you again. This is not easy to do this thing, man, but, hey, I love doing this, man. I can do this all day, man. But, hey, we're going to get out of here. On behalf of myself, I'm Kevin L. Warren, in the absence of Mike Mills, Daryl D-Dubs Warren, for the James the Angry One, for who else? Dan K, the hockey dude, for the DA, and for Ryan D'Souza, our NBA insider and contributor, and also the best producer in the whole wide world, man. JR, man, this is the Sports Chasers podcast. Y'all be good, be great. Have an awesome rest of the week. Y'all be good. Peace.
Peace.